What's good, everyone?
Hello,
Episode
family.
19, Relatively Speaking Pod, back in your life. We're out here, dude. 19 episodes, back to the original crew.
19.
Me and you. No guest this week. As you can tell, you can see our ugly mugs.
Some
yeah.
uglier than others.
Dude, we worked out with Marin after having him on. Hope you guys liked that episode. I really enjoyed having him on. That was super cool.
That was fun. He's a good hang, and I feel like the more we get to know him, the more I feel as though he's of a similar mindset as us.
Opening up and stuff more.
Yeah.
You can just like tell, obviously, when you first meet somebody, you're a little bit more like reserved and stuff, but we were able to crack some jokes and hang. We did a workout that we talked about on the pod.
Also, I thought that was very cool that we said we were going to do it on the podcast, and then we just sent it and did it 2 days later. You said, I agreed with you when you said you appreciated that he was a man of action.
Yeah,
And just was like,
for sure.
let's do Clovis, guys.
Yeah.
Let's do guys. Let's do Clovis, guys.
That was cool. I very much appreciated that. I've said, not to get too off topic because I want to talk about the workout, but I feel as if, and this could be its own podcast, but one of the things that we struggle with in our society is men not being of action and, not being willing to pull the trigger on certain things and find a woman that they love and marry her and decide to have kids and do all the things that men should be doing.
Yeah.
So I appreciated, oftentimes you can, dude, let's hang out. And then you never do, or we'll do this. And a couple weeks. And we were kind of like, it started like, well, what Saturdays would work? And then he's just like, all right, how about Friday? And we're like, done. So we went and we did it.
Yeah.
It's a 10-mile run and 150 burpee pull-ups. I accidentally said in the video burpees, but it's burpee pull-ups, which makes it 1,000 times harder. And you can break it up however you choose. So for generally speaking, it was like
Relatively speaking.
there you go, a 2-mile run and then 30 burpee pull-ups, 2-mile run. So 5 sets of that. Jay and I broke it up a little differently, but that's how Marin did it for all 5 rounds. And that bastard beat me by like a minute.
I'll tell you one thing, man. I said this to you. I said this to him. I said this to my wife, that was a testament to like the power of CrossFit. I feel like
it was cool. He was for sure stoked on that too. And he made it known. He put a post out after. He was happy with himself that he was able to do that when not being a runner, which is very true. That was cool. I mean, the guy's obviously a beast.
Yeah.
You can take one look at him and see that he's a savage. But running 10 miles is difficult. Now, we discussed privately and then with him
10-mile
also.
run. Yeah.
It's different when you're breaking it up like that, like 2 miles at a time. It just, I don't know. There's a different headspace you have to go to run the full 10, and not to say that he couldn't do that, because I was actually, the biggest thing I was impressed with him was how he was able to maintain his pace. He essentially probably ran about an 8-minute mile for the entire thing. And that's how we started off. So we took off together, ran the first 2 miles together, and we were just like, all right, so we could get a feel for what the like route was.
Yeah.
And then we were like, we're going to like kind of see who wins this type thing, but like, we're not going to be together. So we went off and did our own thing. And in my head, I was banking. I'm like, he's not going to keep this. And for sure, I was thinking I was going to beat him. Like, that's just how my mind works. I was like, I'm going to beat him because of the running. And I felt like that 8 miles, when we got to 7, 8, 9, those were going to become 9, and then a 10-minute mile. And I would be able to catch him. And
No.
props to him, dude. He kept that pace and he was a savage on the burpee pull-ups. He literally probably did 30 burpee pull-ups in like 40 seconds.
That's crazy because it took me like 3 minutes. to
Yeah,
do 30.
dude, so how it worked is at the end, me and him were neck and so he took off on his run, his last 2 miles, and then his 30 burpee pull-ups a couple minutes before I did. And I heard him, he was like, last one. I was like, okay. So then I took off and he was running up the hill that we started. And I was like, okay, he's a couple minutes ahead of me. I'm going to catch him. And I have to give myself like, I need to be little espresso for you.
Good Lord. Wow.
Yeah. Rocket fuel.
Hello.
I was like, I got to give myself, I got to beat him by like a quarter mile. Otherwise I'm not gonna. And I couldn't, I caught him when we came back to like the garage. We came back and I sent it, dude. I ran on, I got like a PR on one of my miles because I never run like a fast mile really. I did like a 6:28 mile trying to catch him. And we got back and I was just like, there's no way, dude.
Yeah, reminds me.
I'm catching him now.
Interruption. But at Sequoia, I saw they locked the gate for their track, but I saw 2 dudes hop the fence yesterday to go run the track.
Oh, sick.
So I figure.
At like what time?
This is on Sunday, actually. So it was like 2:00 in the afternoon on a Sunday.
Okay.
School's closed, but if we went on a weekend, nobody's going to be there.
Well, for sure.
So
The problem with that is you know, on a weekend, we are usually doing a long run, not a speed.
yeah,
workout.
but we can go on like a holiday.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the fence wasn't very high. We could get you a ladder.
Okay, cool. So we essentially, we started our burpee pull-ups at the same time, and then I got 20 done when he got 30 done. So he smoked me in that aspect. And then like probably 30 seconds after I finished, you came from your last 2 miles and started and you only had 15 to do at that point because you had then switched to a 1 mile run and 15 burpees. So you were like only maybe 2 or 3 minutes behind us. Mm-hmm. So we were we did pretty good. We don't officially know like the time because the timer in the gym only went to 99 minutes.
Yeah.
And we finished like probably just after that.
Right. Well, I know my time was 1 hour and 43 minutes and 27 seconds because I did the multi-sport thing on my watch.
True. Okay. So you did know it. Marin and I didn't, but we were a couple minutes before that.
But still, I mean,
it was
when I was looking at
close.
People that do it, they're like, "Oh,
you looked it up."
Yeah, I looked up.
Of course you did, dude. That's so you.
I looked and I was like, because I wanted to know
before you did it or after you.
Before.
Okay.
Because I wanted to know what is like what's a
I just figured
baseline.
It was about like a 2-hour workout.
Yeah. So I think
which it was essentially.
Yeah. So, but when I looked at, I was seeing like 155, 149, 132. I was like, okay, cool. 143.
How did you look it up?
Reddit.
On Reddit?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, because I also asked ChatGPT to give me a list of every CrossFit
hero workout.
And it's like, there's like 225 of them.
Dang.
So we're going to do another one on Friday.
Yeah. What's this one?
It's called Severin.
Okay.
Severin the bitch from your body.
Is that?
No, I just made that up, but it's called Severin.
Okay.
So we'll patent that. Make t-shirts. 50 pull-ups. Strict pull-ups. So no hipping, no kipping, none of that. 100 push-ups with a floor lift on the, you take your hands off the ground. So do a push-up, chest is on the ground, hands come up. I'm sure Marin's going to correct me about this, but it's fine. And then a 5K, all with a vest on.
Nice. And the vest is usually like a 20-pound vest?
20-pound vest, yep.
And I've never done that.
No.
So there's probably the most famous hero workout is called the Murph after Mike Murphy. And that one, Jeremy and I have done a ton. I used to when I coached lacrosse, I used to have my players do it as like a conditioning
I didn't know. That's
workout.
awesome. That's a great one.
We would
Yeah.
always have them. Well, once a year they would do it, like before the season started. And that one, you're supposed to wear a vest, but we've never had access to a vest. Luckily, Marin, being a gym owner, has got 3 vests, so we're gonna use those for this one. But the Murph is a mile warm up, 100 pull ups, 200 push ups, 300 body weight squats, and then another mile run. So there's always, it's stuff like that, which I feel like is pretty cool, at least from, like you said, there's so many hero workouts, but
I was
few
surprised.
that we are looking at, a lot of them are like body weight and running type stuff, I feel like.
But there were a lot of them that were more technical CrossFit, like need a barbell to do
Really?
clean and jerks and different things, which that's cool. But you had said that you wanted to do a body weight one, which I agree. I prefer, or with a vest, you know, like, but doing things like air squats or push-ups, pull-ups, run,
Yeah.
lunge, you know, sprint, whatever. Those I feel like are, because you literally do those anywhere.
Yeah. That's why I liked like the Murph when I first heard about it. Because like just doing something like, dude, to just do like 300 body weight squat, like it could be whatever. It could be 500. It could be, you could make it however you want, and doing the run before and after and the pull ups and push ups, like something that anybody can do. And I feel like at least my interpretation of it was, because the story behind the Murph is that was like Mike Murphy's, he's the soldier that passed away in, what's the movie they did after him? Well, it's after Marcus Luttrell with, it's his group though.
I can't, Mark Wahlberg was in
Mark
it.
Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg plays Marcus Luttrell, and then,
I was going to say End of Watch, but that's not it.
no. Frick, what's it called? I wanted to say Wounded Warrior, but that's, anyways, in the movie, that was like his workout that he would do. And my assumption of the hero workouts was always like, these guys are like on a military base and probably don't have access to everything or whatever. So they're doing body weight. It's like prison workout stuff, you know, but for heroes, not felons.
Not zeros, kids.
So we're doing one again on Friday, and we're going to post about it.
Yeah. We'll do another quick little reel.
Anybody that wants to join us,
You say
get
noon?
get that workout in. What'd you say?
We're doing it at noon.
I think so, because SIP has that class. So
Yeah.
I think we're going to go over there at noon. Anyone that wants to, no, I'm just going to say anyone that wants to just join us in doing the workout in general, do it.
Post your score on Instagram and tag us. Relatively
Tag
speaking.
us and do it. It's, what's it called again? Severance? Oh my God.
Severin.
Severin.
Because the guy's name is Severin. That's his first name,
Yeah.
which is a sick ass name.
Oh, that's his first name.
Severin. I'm like, damn.
Okay.
I have a son and name him Severin. Let's go.
That's pretty wild.
Let's sever your Severin. I don't know.
Did you read about him?
No, but all of them have a similar, you know, such and such. I think this guy was actually like a cop.
Okay.
I feel like we should.
Yeah, we can look it up.
Yeah. I'll throw a little thing on the screen with a little
Nice.
for what it is, who he was. But shout out to that guy. Shout out to all of them.
Yeah, dude.
God bless our servicemen and women.
But so we did the workout, and then we hung out with Marin that night, which that was cool. Like I said, he was somebody that I just saw at Evergreen when we first moved here, and I just knew he looked like a cool guy, somebody I'd want to hang with. And then it just so happened that you got in with him, and to be able to hang with him, we had dinner. We had freaking insane smash burgers. They were so bomb. Jeremy, I'm like, he's just doing singles for everybody. And then my wife, being my wife, makes freaking homemade buns instead of buying
those were so
buns.
good.
So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to have a bun. I'm not going to do a Flying Dutchman style burger. I'll do a bun. She made homemade buns. So I'm like, yeah, Jeremy's serving up everybody, all the kids and stuff, and their singles. I was like, do me a double. Guy hands me a triple. I'm like, oh, you little bastard. I'm trying to
was only,
Give me
it
that
was
triple.
3 meat, 2 cheese.
Oh,
So it wasn't a triple. It wasn't a 3 by.
triple. 3x3, my guy. I hate when people will say that in and out. I'm like, tell me you
Triple.
worked at In and Out for forever. Tell me that you're not from California. Let me get a triple, dog.
The people that would come in and ask for a, bro, I have so many In and Out stories. We got to figure out a way to get Austin on the podcast. Maybe like zoom him in or something. But I bet he has some funny stories managing an In and Out. Shout out Austin Oldham.
Yeah.
The coolest ginger I know. The
only
only ginger I know.
We have some funny stories.
People
with him.
coming in and asking to like, can I get a burger doggy style? And I'm 18, like taking orders and just like
trying to hide your boner.
Yeah. What's doggy style? I still don't know.
That's so funny.
But yeah, smash burgers are definitely a go-to now, which is all thanks to Galibe, really, because he was the inspiration to get that burger smasher thing.
Bro, how about the lineup we've had on this podcast? Just coming with straight up heaters. Such good dudes. Like we said, it's just been sweet to see this podcast kind of, just open up doors for us to meet people and we've been wanting to get certain guests on and wanting to build our community here in Reading, and to get somebody like Evan on with Marican, get Galibe with Doughboys, and then get Marin with Lift CrossFit. Like 3 totally different people,
right?
Doing totally different things.
Yep.
That we like made real friendships with.
Yeah. Well, I think too, like you had said it initially, and I think Mason Getche was the one that said it right, like 2 or 3 episodes in. He was talking about how he felt like the podcast was creating a way for it to just be like hanging out.
Yeah.
And I think we've talked about it before, where it feels like long form conversations don't exist in our world usually, unless we're on a run and we can talk uninterrupted. But this space, like with Galibe, with Evan, with Marin, it was like, I've seen all of them around town for years, but never had a chance to sit down and talk to them for an hour and however long.
For sure.
And I think, so we got to pick our next victim that's going to become our friend, because you come on the podcast, you become our friend.
Yeah.
Unless you suck, in which case you wouldn't be on the podcast to begin with. Because, so that was a little rude. Sorry, Mom.
No, it's been awesome for sure. It's been super cool.
Finn wants to come on the podcast.
Yeah, Louis wants to come on more than anybody.
But actually, shout out to Finn. He produced his first song last night.
What do you mean?
He had said to me a couple weeks ago, he's like, Dad, do you think like you could help me like make a beat on your computer? I was like, well, first of all, you're using all the wrong words. Like, what are you trying to do? He's like, oh, I want to make a song. Like, I want to use like samples and like make a song. And I'll get his permission, but if he's down with it, I'll play a clip of it. It's pretty sick, actually. I like did all of the work for him, but he was like picking I want this sound and I want the bass to come in here and I want like guitar here and make that quieter, make that louder. It was actually pretty sick.
Really?
It was super, super cool. Yeah.
Did you guys just do that in the clip?
Yeah, just last night.
Oh,
It was
really?
only like a minute long, so it took us like 30 minutes, but it was
Why
fun.
where did this come from?
It was probably the Lord, honestly, because he said it to me after church last week, whenever Lou Engle was here. The weekend of Sarah's birthday. So last Sunday. He said it, and he was like, Dad, can you help me make a beat? Make a beat? Sure.
Yeah.
And so we did.
Sick.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's funny.
But that's been, they're just, kids are a trip.
Dude, also, for those of you that have been following along with Finn's football career here, we gave him a little shout out for having a pick 6 in his first game. This second game last weekend, team's down 18-0 at halftime, getting smoked out here. no, they just looked completely flat, no life to them. Finn gets a sick, big, long catch on the last play of the first half. Doesn't score. I will be talking to him about the fact that he pointed for a first down and it was
fell.
literally the last play of the game of the half. So it's like, yeah, you got the first down, but that doesn't mean anything because the half's over. But it must have given them some juice.
Yeah.
Got the team a little fired up because they come out to start the second half and he scores a long touchdown to start
which there's
the
a pretty
scoring.
cool picture of. I'll put up on the thing also.
Yeah, he had he had the picture of it is sweet, but he scored the first touchdown of the game on defense in the first game. Now he scored the first touchdown of the game on offense in game 2, and that started the comeback, and they won 19-18. So that was pretty sweet. He was so fired up. It was so cute. He was texting me after that. He was like so excited and he couldn't stop thinking about the game and stuff. So that was cool.
He's crushing it in the physical sphere. He was just kicking serious ass last night at jiu-jitsu.
Really?
Yeah, dude. He's about to, I think he's going to get moved up into you don't move up into the advanced class until you submit every person in your class.
Group? Oh, so, dang. I knew that's how it works.
Yeah. So he was rolling with a kid that he's had a hard time with because he's real squirrely. Not squirrely in a bad way, just he's fast. Like he'll fall down on his back and like put his legs up to try and like get Finn like in his guard, but he just spins around and Finn tries to grab his gi and do whatever. But yesterday was pretty sick. The kid had him in his guard and Finn stood up, grabbed his lapel on one side, grabbed his sleeve, and just stood up with him and broke his legs and then got side control and was going to try and get an Americana on him, but he ran out of time. But he would have had that submission on the kid and moved up, but he ran out of time.
He's the only kid he hasn't submitted?
Yep.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It's crazy. It's awesome. It's great. It's wonderful. But I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, what are you trying to say?
I don't know. It's wild to think about him being good at things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I have never really felt that good at things.
Damn, we're getting deep here.
We are. Yeah, we are. Yeah, that's why I hesitated. But I know that I'm good at things now. But growing up, it was always like, I didn't stick with baseball because I didn't have like the right reinforcement at home to do it. But with him, it's like if I put a little bit of encouragement on top of his effort, he's just going to keep going.
For sure.
And so I think that's cool for him because yesterday we were talking after jiu-jitsu and I was kind of helping him like, hey, when you tried to pull guard, like you missed because you went for too much of his sleeve, like go for just his hand, whatever, just trying to coach him a little bit. But then I could feel him getting kind of annoyed. So I stopped trying to like give him pointers and just encourage him instead. And he like responded right away. And he was like, yeah, next time I'll do da 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 da. So it's been interesting for me to see him be good at things and learn how to, rather than like, but do this also to improve, just encourage him and be, supportive of the triumphs he's having or the, just accomplishments that he's feeling like he's doing well. Cause he is, you know? He's maturing in so many areas so quickly, struggling in some still. Like he was at his friend Moses's house on Saturday and Sarah dropped him off there and said, not Saturday, this was on Sunday. It doesn't matter what day it was. Sarah said, hey, I'm going to drop you off there. I don't know what time I'm coming to pick you up. So have your phone and text. I'm going to text you. So he gets there, sets his phone down on the counter and doesn't look at it again. Yeah. So we go to get him at, I don't know, like 4:00, 4:30 or so. And knock on the door and nobody answers. And where the hell are you?
Yeah.
They go and they have like a little back house at their house. And he's just sitting there playing Fortnite. I was like, bro, where's your phone? He's like, oh, sorry, I don't have it. I was like, well, you just got your phone taken away. So now he doesn't have a cell phone. But he's like, I don't understand. Why are you taking away my phone? That's mine. It's like, bitch, that ain't yours. I let you borrow it.
Dude, yeah.
And
That's mine. That's
so
funny.
but then, after a couple days of him not having his phone, he doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm almost just like, do we just take it away?
I don't know, dude.
It's
He's
weird.
like old enough that he kind of needs
No,
it.
I know he does, but it's all, he's like, I need it when I go to youth group. Like, I'm not going to be here. I'm not going to be with you guys this week. I was like, first of all, you're not going anywhere because I don't trust you to go anywhere. Because Sarah was like, what if you were dead in a ditch? We wouldn't have known. It's like, that's a little extreme.
Yeah.
But
If he was dead in a ditch, he wouldn't be texting you.
Right. Right. So I took his
That
phone
is
away.
the
And
most Gaga line of all time. Dude, my mom used to be so hyper, like, it's crazy.
for good reason most
about
of the
that
time.
when we were a kid.
Yeah.
When we were kids.
Yeah.
Dude, I have an awesome story of one time coming home like late with Alan. We were driving home or something. And it was like us, me and Alan, and like a car full of girls, but like our friends. And I don't know what happened, whatever. We were just home like later than I was supposed to. I was probably home like 30 minutes late. And my mom comes like out, just like yelling at Alan and I, calling us oil and water. And how we always get into trouble together and we don't mix and blah, blah, blah. And like all this stuff. And I'm just like, who knows what we were doing. But dude, thinking about it, and I was just listening to something about it on a podcast too. Like, you're starting to experience it. Luckily, you're not fully there yet. But I kind of do have to give my parents a little bit of slack because now being a parent, like just thinking of all the things that we did and that could have gone wrong and like the stress that must have on a parent.
Right.
Like even just like to like not even get as gnarly as things were, but even just like speeding in a car,
Yeah.
like the fact that you could be in a car accident, like your child and
dude.
stuff. It's just like thinking about that now, like, oh my God,
remember-
dude, we did so much
Yeah.
dumb shit
Yeah.
that, parents have every right to be stressed out about, or like stay up at night. Like my mom used to like always say like she couldn't fall asleep until we were home. And like, if that meant I didn't get home till 2:00, she would be like up worrying because of that. And you as a 16-year-old are like thinking it's no big deal. But now like thinking of Charlie or Sunday or Georgia, like being out or being in other people's cars or doing all the stupid shit that I used to do.
Right.
I mean, wild.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Yeah.
And it's
so
coming.
scary to think about.
You're only a few years from that, dude. Dude, when I was in second grade, when we moved back from North Carolina to Aliso Viejo, I had my best friend in my class. We lived in the apartment complex there in Aliso, and I used to sleep over at his house. So what are you, like 9 in second grade, I think?
River.
Yeah. And there would be like times that I like would be like scared or couldn't sleep, and I'd like call my parents or whatever. I didn't have a phone, so I'd probably have to have like
The
their
house phone.
parents call or something, and they would come pick me up. And like, I don't know, there was just like a weird kind of like energy at the house. Moved to Mission Viejo. That mom like ends up, I hang out with the friend, he comes to our new house or something. And that mom like comes and like confesses to our mom that she's just like a full like meth addict. It's just been like doing like meth, like while I was like there and stuff. And like, I was just sleeping over at the house and she's just a freaking meth head. So that's good.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. So I just, so I probably, I picked up on that, that evil spirit and got the hell out of there.
Is
But
that
I used to just-
Heisenberg candy just floating around?
I used to just sleep over there. Yeah. Dang. Yeah. That family influenced me in not the best ways on more than one occasion.
Holy crap.
Older
dude.
brother. So I got introduced to things at 9 years old, and yeah,
Cinemax After Dark.
that would be the PG version. Yeah, it was gnarly. Coming back from our inappropriate.
Yeah, that was edited for the general integrity of the homie over here. He might get murdered if that ever saw the light of air. So,
but yeah, dude.
my first gay experience.
Touche.
Touche.
That was good.
Uh,
That was good. But yeah, dude, just the whole parenting is wild, and sleepovers are thinking of that, thinking of all the crazy stuff that kids do and teenagers
the thing
do.
is I know Finn hasn't been exposed to anything gnarly yet, but I also know he's not stupid, and he'll pick up on things that I'll say to Sarah just in like,
Yeah. You can tell he's starting to catch on.
Which to me, I'm like, well, like good for him. Yeah. Finn doesn't really have any friends that I'm nervous about yet, but I know I know it'll happen.
Yeah.
You know?
No, but I don't even mean like necessarily like bad influences, because for sure there's like that where you're just like have like some punk friend that's actually like doing bad stuff. But I just mean like the stuff that you do as a teenager, even just having the freedom of like, I personally, and you guys know this, you guys make fun of me, I don't like drive fast. I just never have. Mm-hmm. I just like to cruise. And
unless you're running.
It's nice. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So it's just never been a thing for me, but I can like fully remember, like even it's like sometimes my dad had a BMW that I would drive sometimes. Would like get to drive it like on special occasions and stuff. Like he let me take it to dances, and I would like drive it just like.
You're talking about the M3?
No, X3.
The X3. Yeah, I remember Sarah and I took it to Santa Monica once.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And like I would drive that fast because like I thought I was like sick, and I can remember like having people in my car and like weaving in and out of traffic, but like just like dumb stuff like that, or even just having like the freedom of like, you know, going to a high school football game and then after the game walking to Taco Bell and then doing like just like stuff that you have to like there's, you know, what could happen, but also everything could happen.
Right.
So it's kind of like gnarly to like think about now, like as a parent, like, dude, letting my like little kid, you know, obviously we've discussed that my oldest is only 4, but like letting Sunday out of your like sight is like terrifying right now, let alone just like letting your kid just like cruise around all day without having any clue where they are, what they're doing, who they're with, you know, just like that factor of it is like kind of like hard to even wrap my brain around.
Yeah. Well, and I guess maybe I haven't had this thought before, and now I'm just thinking about it as a grown ass man, thinking about how crazy it was that your dad even let me date your sister, let alone like take her on dates in Santa Monica in his car.
Yeah.
That's effing crazy.
That was when you guys were only dating?
Yes.
Dang.
He was like, yeah, take it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And you were like, how old?
I'm 17.
No, probably not. Maybe. No, because he had that car. Yeah, maybe you only
I was 17 or 18.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember he had the Passat, then he had it was not the X3. He had like the black BMW.
Yeah. Yeah. What one was that one? I can't remember.
He would remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I just remember. Yeah.
The X3 was awesome. Mm-hmm. That's like one of my favorite cars.
Yeah. That I'm thinking of the whatever the black one was. It was an M2 or I don't know what it was, but
that's the one you took, not the X3?
No, not the X3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one was before. Because I think he had the X3 when like I was like 17. Because I took that to like some dance, like as like a junior, senior, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. No, I just, that's a...
That is wild to think about. He just lets you, it's like...
Well, the whole
Luckily,
thing...
you ended up marrying her. Gave him grandkids, because if you were just some shithead that was here for a week and gone tomorrow and he let you drive the car.
Yeah, shout out to that other dude. Fucking shithead. Yeah, I'm still not over it, just in case anyone was wondering.
Oh, Jeremy.
I could probably beat him in a foot race, though.
Yeah, maybe a foot race.
That's about it. I don't know, actually. I don't really know anything about the guy. Just know I don't like him.
Yeah, we don't need to.
We're not going to go down
unless
that
you
road.
want to discuss it. We don't need to.
We don't need to do that.
Jeremy, Sarah has an ex-boyfriend that
Not well, yeah, yes, it is. Yes,
from
it is.
when she was like 16,
Yes.
and somehow me and him are connected, and Jeremy doesn't ever let me forget it.
To be fair, I wasn't bringing that up having anything to do with you.
No, but
I was
you
more,
just don't like him, and the fact that me and him are
Yes.
somewhat friends
Yes.
is not.
Do you actually talk to him?
No, I mean, he'll like, to be completely fair, he's like very sweet to me, and will like.
Well, this is the last episode of our podcast. I hope you enjoy. I'm just kidding.
He'll like message me on Instagram
Sweet.
sometimes, like if
He's
I have like a
married now?
post. Yeah.
Kids?
Yes.
How many?
Like, I think he has 3 kids. He's been
nice.
married for like a long time.
I'm not worried about the guy coming back. I just don't like him.
No, he was a douche back then, but he played lacrosse. For those of you listening, he played lacrosse, and so then I knew him through that community, and then we ended up coaching together. So yeah, like some random times if I post something to my kids, I'll be like, "Oh, like good to see you and your family," like type thing. But yeah, Jeremy still holds a grudge. But you won, bro.
I did. You're right.
You
I
won.
did.
So there's no grudge that
No,
needs to be held. He
it's-
also, I think he lives in Washington.
It could just be
Moved
that.
away, married.
It could just be that this person's name rhymes with another person that I
never
that I
kinda put
think.
that together.
Listen, doesn't rhyme. It's the same name. But we don't need to
Two
talk
of
about
your arch nemesis.
He's not even a nemesis, dude. He's just like he's a fucking dingleberry, bro. Yeah. Just
That's so
my
funny. I hope that AI chooses this clip and we post it and he sees it on my story. Shout out, dog.
yeah, because he'll know.
Oh, 100% you would know. 100%.
So yeah, bro, if you want to come on the podcast and talk about lacrosse,
That's so
I'll be
funny.
gone that day.
Sarah's going to be all red listening to this.
No.
All bashful.
She says the same thing that you do. She's like, babe, you won.
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
Yeah.
I was like, you'll never understand because I don't have any exes.
Yeah.
So it's
that's
a
so
feeling
crazy.
that she has no grid for.
That's crazy. to
I
think
have no
about.
exes. The only thing she tries to hold against me sometimes is I held one other girl's hand.
Dude, people listening to this have to think well, first of all, bless your heart. You must be the most pure, genuine human on the planet. Are you kidding me? Held a girl's hand?
Yep.
Yeah. Jeremy met my sister at a very young age, but to be completely fair, not young enough to only have that. You better have met her at 8.
I know, no. But that's the thing is so she doesn't have that like, oh, well, you've like been with other people. Like
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
And the thing was, here's the thing,
Dude,
we're going there.
she
Shut up.
dated
No,
this kid.
no, it doesn't matter. She was dating him at the height of my
obsession
with her.
Yeah.
And I had told her how I felt.
Oh, this was like a Jim and Pam situation.
Yes,
She
absolutely.
knew you were in love with, and she chose Roy.
Well, let me say this.
then you are Jim,
I
dude.
still have zero Riz.
yeah.
I remember AOL Instant Messenger. We had just became
dude,
friends.
We're getting into the nitty gritty. Okay,
we
let's
just
go.
became friends and
on AOL.
on AOL, and because I like met her at youth group, and somehow I got her
So you
screen
guys
name
started
from.
following each other on Instagram. For those that are in
Oh, you're giving like
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I got her like her AOL screen name from Jeff Gash.
And what was
Shout
it?
out.
Come on, you got to remember what it was.
Surrounded by Angels.
Really?
Yep.
And what was yours?
Hope's Frailty.
Oh my God, this is just getting better. Okay, so you friended each other, which I'm actually. I was gonna say I'm too young. I never had it, but I feel like people maybe did, but it kind of just missed my generation.
Yeah, she had two. When that at that point it was Surrounded by Angels. That's a line from either a Jimmy Eat World song or a From Autumn to Ashes song. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
She would know. Anyway, so I remember getting her screen name from either from Jeff or from Brett. I didn't have it. We're getting, this is going to be great. Get the screen name, like, oh, hey, whatever. And then I was like, you want to go to a movie sometime? She's like, oh, no, actually, my parents aren't going to let me date till I'm like 16 or 17. I don't know. She was probably 15 at the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, my parents aren't going to let me, like, I'm not allowed to date.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool. Like, see you at youth group next week, whatever. And then I never thought anything else of it.
Yeah.
I was like, I still really like this girl. Like,
Yeah.
what am I going to do? I'm like, well, I'm just going to be around.
I'm just going to linger.
Just going to linger. And then a couple years, maybe like, 2 years go by. And then she meets him. I don't know. Met him. I think he went to Mission, right?
I actually don't think he did.
Did he go to Tribuco?
No, I think he went to Laguna Hills.
Anyway, I don't know how whatever. So, but the other thing I was going to say is she didn't ever give me her screen name and she never officially gave me her phone number.
Okay. How did you get that?
Brett Story, shout out, was picking us up to go to 1,000 Steps in Laguna Beach one day, and your sister had just gotten a cell phone.
Okay.
And we drive to the beach. We're there, whatever, driving home. And Sarah's like, oh, Brett, like, let me give you my phone number. So like the next time you're going to pick us up, like you can text me or call me, whatever. So she gives him her phone number and I'm sitting in the back seat.
Don't tell me you memorized it.
Well, she has the easiest number ever, bro.
That's crazy. You just remembered it?
Yeah.
Did you have your phone and like put it in your phone?
No.
So you just fully remembered it until you could go home and like write it down? Or did you have a phone?
Yeah.
And so you just like put it in your phone after?
When I got home, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so she never officially gave me her number.
And did you just text her out of the blue or something?
I never texted her, no.
Okay.
I somehow like
But you just had it.
I had it.
Okay.
So I had her in my contact. She didn't have my number at that point.
Okay.
She still doesn't know what my phone number is.
Yeah.
But mine's complicated. It's not
just
no fault of her own.
7 digits, it's,
Whatever. But yeah, so she never officially. So when you play this back, I'm kind of like psychopath.
Yeah,
when you
a
think
little
about
bit.
it.
But
Linger
so hold
long
on.
enough.
We need to get into the nitty gritty then. Just like a quick synopsis. You're saying at that time though, she wasn't like dating him, right? And we're also like dating is a very loose term because they were very young, and I don't even think that this was maybe a few months,
16 or
Yeah.
17.
Yeah, but like, dude, think about.
So anyway, we were friends, spent summers together at the beach.
Yeah,
I was just the dude eating sunscreen and sand, right? Like that was me. That was my role, was the sunscreen eater.
and go look at girls in bikinis and
I never did that.
hope that her. You were just hoping one day that she would give you the time of day.
Dude.
And she did. And she gave you 5 kids.
She did give me the time. She's given me more than the time of day, and I'm very thankful. But it was so interesting to think back on that time of life and being like in my room listening to emo music or writing songs about having a broken heart.
And just
And
hoping
just
one day.
hoping one day. And then I remember we went to Lake Mead with, remember Kristen Bauer?
Yeah.
And that guy Casey and his buddy Tommy. Kristen Bauer.
not
Little blonde.
I can't remember. No. Yeah. Yes, I do remember her actually. Yeah.
She was like friends with Haley and Lindsay and
yeah.
Somehow Sarah and I got invited separately. Because we were both friends with Kristen, separately to go to Lake Mead with her and her family for like a long weekend. And I remember going on that trip and like Sarah and I went on a jet ski together and I was just like being crazy. And, you know, when she like hurt her knee and I felt really bad, I thought she was mad at me. And I don't know if she remembers any of this, but then we were driving home and for some reason Kristen's parents had 2 cars. So we went and we stayed at, stayed in Vegas on the way home. We stayed at Circus, but not in like the Circus hotel. It was like the Overflow Hotel, which was basically just like a Roach Motel kind of a thing.
Nice.
And I remember somehow they split up to take 2 cars. So Sarah ended up leaving with one group. And then it was me and Kristen's dad and one other person in a different car like the next day. So I didn't know that Sarah had left, but she left because she wanted to get home to go see you know who. And so I almost was just like, all right, whatever. I'm going to go be friends with someone else at that point. But then things imploded and here we are.
Dang. And then how soon after that did you guys start dating?
It wasn't soon. It was still a while, I feel like, because we went she would be able to provide like more accurate dates, but I know we had gone to DC together with that thing with Rock Hills. We went to Washington, DC for some like student leader ministry thing. And they were together at that point. And then we went on this trip with Kristen's family to Mead. And then maybe it was that following January. So probably like 6 or 7 months after that.
Okay.
We started dating. Yeah. I think so. Yeah, that feels right. But dude, just, you know, all of this to say, going back to what I said initially about your dad letting me, you know, hang out and be around, and your mom too. It's just like, and I'm not going to start crying even though I want to. Just their willingness to, because I was hanging out with you guys way before Sarah and I started dating. You know, we'd come over to the house Sunday nights with Brett and everybody, and your mom would make tacos or be at stuff with Sean or whoever, and it was just
you were around since what, 14?
I think 13, 14, yeah. Just crazy, dude.
And then by like 16, you guys were dating?
Yeah, because I was driving when we started dating. Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, because that's right. Yeah, it was right when I got my license, because I got my license in October after I turned 16, because I failed my first driver's test. And he failed me because I didn't know where my hazard lights were.
Dude. Yeah.
So, but then I went and I took it in San Clemente, passed.
Got a white guy.
Yep, Yep, that checks out.
Yeah.
Passed, and then that would have been right after I got my license.
How about the fact that and we're gonna wrap this up, but when I was doing my what's it called when like you have to like do that? Is that when you're like driving around with people? Yeah. So like when I was doing that, I had one dude, because I can't remember if you have. Dude, this is however I was 16. If you do it multiple times or if you have multiple instructors, but I remember one of the instructors, dude was a full on just
alcoholic.
No, he was just nuts. Mm-hmm. He said that he was in the military and he had Osama bin Laden at gunpoint. He personally had him, and he got a call directly from George W. Bush telling him to let him go. And I'm like 16 driving with this guy at freaking 10 and 2. And he's just like telling me, like, it was like, he was like essentially giving me
he put his hand on your knee.
He was giving me like, it was like conspiracy theory stuff. But that, you know, at the time I have no idea what he's talking about. I think he was like saying that it was like, we went to war, like all over oil and stuff like that.
Dang.
Which dude was right. But he
checks out.
Literally said that he had us all at gunpoint and got a direct call from George W. Bush saying, let him go. I'm just like,
And now you're teaching kids how to drive.
Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah. So that was funny. But yeah, dude, we went a little extra here because we did a little story time for you
time.
guys.
Show and tell.
Hopefully, hopefully
show
you
and
guys
tell.
like that
Maybe
story.
show and
And
tell
hopefully
sometime.
Sarah doesn't get too upset with you.
I didn't say anything that I haven't said
No,
to her.
of course not.
She knows how I feel. And ultimately, truth is, I did win.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Set your mind to something. You decided at 14 years old that she was going to be your lady, and
I forsook all
now-
others.
Now she is.
Yeah.
So,
Here we are. Anyway,
amen. All right, guys.
thanks for
Thank you
hanging
so
in with us,
much.
guys. Yeah. Well, episode 20 next week, dude.
Episode 20.
We got to do
and
something special.
We will post our workout
Yeah.
this week
Friday.
on Friday.
Yep.
Remind me the name.
Severin.
I don't have a brain that works, so Severin. And if any of you guys want to do that, if you're here in Reading, feel free to join us. Reach out to Marin or us, and you can join us. Or if you're anywhere else, do it on your own. Tag Relatively Speaking and Jeremy and myself,
Yeah.
and let's see what times we get.
Sounds good.
All right, see you next week.
Later.